Hi, this is Deacon Larry, and this is Renewed. Welcome. Just a week ago today, our beloved Pope Emeritus Benedict his funeral was held and he was buried in the crypt where many of the popes are buried as a place for them to be near where Peter himself was buried in the Vatican. Pope Benedict enters into the history of the Church and our more than 260 popes who have served as shepherds of the people of God. He was the first Pope Emeritus we've had, the first time we've had, in effect, a Pope Emeritus and a Pope serving at the same time. When he passed away, he's gone to his glory and is buried, all of a sudden, who knows what the conversation in the church is this week? But certainly the church will take up a new conversation as the church both looks to today and looks to tomorrow. One of the realities for us is Pope Francis is one of the oldest serving popes in the history of the church. There are only 6 popes who have lived to serve into their 86th year. The oldest served, according to legend, to I believe the age was 107. But in the 20th century, most of the popes have died at an average age of 78. So already at 86, hearty and hale and willing, the Pope continues. But it still raises the specter of what comes next. Who might the next Pope be? What might that next Pope bring? The challenge for us is in our very divisive culture and that culture that influences the church, it can become an argument over whether we need a more progressive pope or whether we need a more traditional pope, whether we need a hardline pope or an open-minded pope, whether a pope is oriented to the world or oriented to those who are within the church. All of those things, if we ask those as only one-sided questions, is the wrong way to think. What we're called to do, sisters and brothers, is to honor the papacy, to honor this great office that God has given us, that the Holy Spirit has guided individual after individual through the centuries of the church to fulfill this role in order to continue to shepherd the church through history. While Francis is our Pope, we owe him our devotion, our prayer, not our veneration or adoration, because that adoration is alone for Christ, for the Trinity. But we do owe him our respect and our prayer, both that he be able to serve well and that however he may choose to, or not choose, simply however he may end, his papacy may end, whether it is in death or retirement himself, that be something that enables the church to continue to thrive, to flourish under the headship of a new pope. You will hear lots of conversation about who the next pope should be. I have my list of my top 10 candidates. There's a great saying about the conclave, that great meeting when the cardinals go in and lock the doors and are locked in to privately elect the pope. And the saying is, he who goes in a pope goes out a cardinal. That means typically who's ever at the top of the list, rarely are they the one elected the pope. That the Holy Spirit is a spirit of surprises. And so, brothers and sisters, let us continue to be open to the surprises that the Spirit has brought to us through the ministry of our shepherd, Pope Francis I, and then through his successors as well. And at the same time, we can give great thanksgiving for the experience of having a shepherd like Benedict XVI during his term, or St. John Paul II and his, St. Paul VI, St. John the 23rd, all the wonderful popes that we've known in our lifetime. For all of these popes, if we're paying attention to how they're leading us, there's a great chance that in each pope will give us some way in which we can be renewed.
Please like, subscribe, or comment below.